Happy Friday! Are you guys ready for the best show ever?
Ever.
Welcome to Date Night with Connie and Chrissy. I'm your host, Connie Henriquez, and my crazy co-host, Chrissy Bogue.
What up?
What's going on?
Well, we had a sip and paint event
oh my God,
this week.
We had our first sip and paint event.
It was so much fun.
It was so
That was the first one I ever did.
Fun. We had it on Monday. It was our first event of fall. It's going to be our first event of many, actually.
Yes.
And we had it at the very cool Bertucci's in Westbury, Long Island.
With the beautiful tiny artist,
she
Isabel.
Is exactly, Isabel, who was very cool.
Yep,
She's
was.
very
tinyartist.com.
She's adorable. She did a great job.
She did.
And we actually have some really great pictures from that.
We do.
Night. So let's see them.
Let's go to that.
In front of our step and repeat.
I love our step and repeat.
So do I. It's like a brick wall.
Come on.
I love it. No, that's what makes it.
Why are you
dissing
me on that?
It makes it different.
I didn't know.
You didn't
should have ordered it. You should have ordered it. You know.
That was us at the bar before the sip and paint. We had to get our pregame on.
Mm-hmm.
That was our group shot of all our paintings.
Did I make it a little too strong? I think I put a lot.
It was fine.
Oh, wait. Shout out to RDM Photography, Rich.
Rich, who did an amazing job with our photos.
Rich Dickey Moto.
Yeah.
Amazing photographer. If you ever having an event, a baby shower, a bachelorette party.
Where can they find him?
On Facebook, RDM Photography, RDM Custom, RDM Custom.
Now, the wonderful thing about our sip paint, aside from the fact that it was so much fun and we hung out with all our friends, is that we actually had a contest.
Yes, we did. My good friend.
No! You just totally...
What?
You're going to ruin it. So we had a contest for the best painting. Yeah, but everyone there doesn't know who the winner was. So the best painter won, or will win, a cameo on a future edition of Date Night.
But we have not picked the episode yet.
Exactly, because it's going to be a very cool episode.
Right.
However,
could be a Halloween one, could be a Christmas one.
I feel like it should be the Halloween one.
I do too.
I think that'll be fun.
I do too. And she should dress up.
Now that we know that it's a girl, yes, yes.
Well, there wasn't that many, very many men. Joseph and Frizank were the only two.
No, there was Phil.
Oh yeah, Phil. Phil, how can I forget about Phil?
And there was
I love Phil.
There was the other partner friend.
Oh yeah.
So they
didn't want any pictures taken.
Yeah, there were guys there.
That's right. No, Phil was very into it. I love that guy.
Phil was amazing. Phil was actually our guest. If anyone saw a couple of shows back, he was Ask a Bro.
Ask a Bro. He was very insightful.
He's so funny and he's very cool. We love Phil.
We don't
and Cheryl and his girlfriend Cheryl.
Yep.
They're like great.
We don't want to date somebody with man hands. And what else did he say on the show? I don't remember.
Phil's adorable. He
got somebody's down payment from their wedding when they canceled their wedding. He kept the deposit.
That's right. So anyway, we're going to announce a winner, and we're very happy to announce that the winner, Vic, get the picture ready, is Rafaela.
Yeah, Rafaela. Hey.
Look at those martini glasses.
Good for you.
She's a total pro.
And now she wants to take it up as a hobby, she told me. She's like, oh, now I found my new passion.
Because that's what we do here at Date Night. We help people find their passion.
We do. I am not good at painting. Let me show you mine. This was mine, guys, if you could zoom into it. I found out that I do not like painting.
Nice.
I don't enjoy it at all.
And I found out that I was a creative one of this partnership.
All right.
Right there.
All right. But I wrote Date Night with Connie and Chrissy at the end. You didn't even care about me.
I could not fit it. You didn't even care about me. Oh, God.
Great partner, guys.
Nice, right?
She forgot about me, guys. Is that a partner? Call in now and let us know. You know what? I'm going to ask Karen when she comes on.
I didn't want to ruin how perfect everything looked.
Oh, really?
Connie
really
was kind of squished. It's kind of, I don't know if you.
Whatever. I'm not. I don't have good handwriting. Number one.
Oh God, I know.
Right?
It looks amazing though. I love
it
the little hearts on top. It's perfect.
It looks like poop is coming out of my martini.
If you notice, I didn't do that because I didn't like the way it looked.
Oh, you didn't do it?
No.
Unbelievable.
I don't need to talk a
martini. Such a cheater. You're a cheater. I didn't even realize that was missing.
It's all about the aesthetics. I wasn't going
You know what?
there.
I'm painting over it, guys. This weekend, while I'm watching the Jets game Sunday.
You're going to be painting over
your
martini.
I am.
So now...
Oh, you went to the Giants game, I
did.
saw.
So Vic, pick up the... Yeah. So I went with my girlfriend, Julie Monty, who's amazing. She's my very close friend. And Julie is actually friends with the girlfriend of the Giants announcer. So we got there. My God. And I have to say, I've never been to a football game and the tailgating.
What?
I've never done it.
What did you think of it? It's awesome.
I thought it was pretty crazy. I never expected what I walked into, but it was very fun.
It's fun, right?
It was totally fun. Yeah, we had a great time.
You guys were with a group?
Yeah, a group of people. They had an RV. They had like a little
Were they cooking burgers
yeah, they were
and
cooking.
dogs?
Yes, it was crazy.
That's how it's supposed to be.
I know.
I'm
not a sports person. So
did you play any beanie toss?
No. I had a Tito's.
Of course you did.
Of course.
Did you break your own Tito's?
Of course. I brought some for the guests. I mean,
did they win? Oh, no, they lost.
They won when we left. We left a little early.
Okay.
And they were winning. And it's so funny because actually the girl's like, don't worry, they'll lose before we get home. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, they always do. I'm like, okay.
What? She's not a real Giants
And guess
fan,
what?
then?
They did. They totally lost.
Oh, my God. Well,
but anyway, the game was fun.
They won the last game, right, Joseph? Thank God.
Oh, nice. So they're making a comeback.
Finally, guys. In the fourth quarter, they usually fall apart. But
oh, see?
No, they
so you even know that, too. That's what she said.
Well, because I watch football, guys. All right,
well,
all right, I watch it. I pay attention.
There you go.
I don't pay attention to the painting, but I pay attention to football.
Well,
all right. So, oh, wait. I have a fundraiser that I'm going to tomorrow.
Yes, let's hear about
that.
For
my good friend Nicole and Mike Zane. Their adorable son, Jake, has PKS. It's Pallister-Killian's syndrome.
Okay.
So every year, this is the 9th year, actually, that they're doing it. Mm-hmm. And actually, you guys should go because there's Jets tickets in one of the baskets. I'm putting all my raffle tickets in that. I'm winning the Jets tickets, guys.
Very nice.
So it's tomorrow from 12 to 4 at the Islip Terrace Fire Department. It's for Pallister-Killian syndrome. So come out and support the kids. I think it's like $25 for adults.
That's like nothing.
They have all these like fun stuff for kids to do, like the blow up things,
Very
rides.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
You get raffle tickets.
I love it.
They have awesome stuff.
Love it.
They have Giant stuff too that they're auctioning off.
That's great. I'm not a football fan, but that's great.
No, whatever.
I go to the game.
So bring Jeff. Me and him will fight for the Jets tickets. So please come out and support.
I love it.
And then me and you might go to the charity event at night at my hair salon.
That's right.
Anthony DeFranco.
That's right.
They're partnering with Make-A-Wish Foundation for Athena, that little girl.
Yeah.
She wants to go to Disney World.
Aww.
And they're doing a fashion show at Anthony DeFranco Salon in Huntington that night at 8 o'clock. So you can get tickets as well on anthonydefranco.com for, I think it's like $50 for the tickets. Mm-hmm. But they have a DJ, a bar set up.
You could do double charities tomorrow.
I'm going to. We're going to go.
There you go.
We're going to go. We're going to do it up. We're very busy.
We are busy. We are busy.
What's your start loving life tip?
Wait, I have a couple other things to say. Come on, dude.
God, dude. God.
All right, so I had my birthday this weekend.
All right. Wait.
What a partner. Anyway, I had the most...
You didn't even care about me on the painting.
Wait, what?
You didn't even care about me on the painting.
Oh, what painting?
The date. Oh, my God.
So anyway, I had the best birthday ever. If you see, I'm with my family who had a great dinner. And look at the birthday cake. Is that the best birthday cake ever?
But I forgot that I have something for you.
He outdid... Aww,
see, you thought I didn't care. You thought I didn't care. But yes,
sweet, Chrissy.
Let's give Jeff his moment. Giselle thought of the picture.
Right, I had the best birthday cake. I mean, I had the best birthday, number one.
I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know you can have an edible.
But my cake was like amazing. So thank you, Giselle.
What was in the cake? What kind of flavor?
Dude, I love it.
Well, but pull it out. Don't take the boa off. Oh, you took it off.
I'm sorry.
Put it back on.
Tito's. There you go.
Put it back on.
Guess who's going to be drinking it?
Put it back on, the boa.
Here we go.
There's a boa for Tito.
How cute. Oh, wait. Let me see what it says.
Oh, my God.
Forever fabulous. Nice.
Jeff, she doesn't care about us.
Oh, and look at this.
That is
Sam's.
I better get a piece of that.
What is it? It
looks
like a
giant chocolate cupcake, devil's food cupcake.
It looks amazing.
That I'll be eating.
Chrissy and I eat dessert wherever we go.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
we do. We do.
I'm not even going to pull that one out, but I love it.
What is it?
The lip gloss. I love
Why won't you pull it out?
It's a conflict of interest.
Oh, my God.
But I love
your favorite
it.
one.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel amazing. Every year gets better and better.
Show off your beautiful bracelet that Joseph got you. From,
they can't get a
what did I call it? Hermes?
Hermes.
Jeff, I don't know.
Hermes. Anyway,
whatever,
so yeah, I got a beautiful bracelet from Jeff. So thanks, Jeff. You're the best.
Joseph the Shizeph.
And then just the other thing is, just so everyone knows, I'm ready for my close-up, guys.
For what? What are you doing?
Starting on the 23rd, Macy's has gone into a very fabulous promotion, which is called the Feed Program for Clarins. If you take care of your skin, which you should, and you have to replenish on Clarins, or you need a new skincare regime, check out Macy's now through October 7th. They're doing a feed promotion, which means every time you purchase, you actually feed 10 children meals.
Wow.
So there's a postcard.
Nice.
So make sure you get to Macy's and buy your Clarins Double Serum. You should be taking care of your skin. There you go.
Some of that serum that you gave away at the Sip and Paint event.
Always promoting.
All right,
so my Star Loving Life tip of the day. You ready?
Yes.
Embrace who you are, and life will unfold in many amazing ways.
What does that mean?
It means be who you are. How many times when you grow, like when you're growing up, you know, you're kind of like trying to appease your parents and your teachers, so you don't really know who you are. Just be who you are. It's just a simple one.
So if I'm crazy Chrissy Bogue, I should
just embrace it.
Just embrace it.
Embrace it. Yeah, totally.
Somebody will get me, Joseph. Somebody will.
And then that will be your true love soulmate.
Yep.
And Karen will show you more, tell you more about how to do that.
I'm going to get a reading from her.
And our guest, Karen Garvey, does amazing readings.
She is amazing.
She is. We're excited. So, dude,
all right, my bestie of the week. I love this. You're going to love this. So if you love drinking Tito's, like Connie and I do, then you're going to love Cocktail Courier. It's an online, they deliver to your door, all right? Nice. It brings a different cocktail, whatever you want. And it's made actually by a bartender. A bartender makes these drinks up, right? A professional bartender.
Okay.
And then you can order sets of 6, or 4, 6, or 12 actually. Or you can have a subscription, which I am going to do, a subscription of that.
I like it.
And all you have to do is shake and stir. So it's kind of like you could do it in the boom cups, right? Our friend Michael Mack that invented the boom cups.
Which we love.
I can have my subscription to Cocktail Courier, right, of Tito's, whatever kind of cocktail you want.
Okay.
And then you could just stir it in the boom cup.
That's nice. I love it.
And you could go to cocktailcourier.com. This is amazing. You have Tito's, a whole cocktail shipped to your door. Like imagine getting Zippy coolers shipped to your door all winter long.
Now, how often do they deliver?
You can't go to Fire Island. It's all whenever you want. You just go on there.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like in the winter, like I can't get a Zippy cooler in Fire Island.
So they deliver it right to your door.
Right. But they have specific drinks set up. You have to go on there and pick which one that you like.
And that's amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, whoever thought of this, I want to marry that guy. I hope he comes up with a Tito drink. That was brilliant.
And yeah, and we'll put it in our boom cup.
Wouldn't you order that?
Totally. I mean,
a different drink comes to your door.
I do have Tito's Seltzer and Lime, the staple at home.
But you gotta, you gotta be open to other things now. Come on.
You're right, but it's not much. There's no carbs.
Oh my God.
You want to promote the Atkins lifestyle.
Way to downplay my bestie.
I love it. I love it. I don't want to ruin your bestie.
You just ruined it.
I know. I'm sorry.
You just threw up all over it like you did to my painting, guys. All right. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the awesome Karen.
Yeah.
She's got great advice for us.
Fill up on your Tito's.
Fill up on your Tito's and your boom cup. Boomcup.com.
Yep.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have ArmorTech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech will always look like new.
And we're back with the amazing Karen Garvey, intuitive, professional, personal life coach.
Yes,
Thank you
that's what I
for
do.
being here, Karen.
Oh, it's great to be here.
You look
it's great
beautiful.
to be here. Well,
know.
thank you. Thanks.
look
You guys look awesome.
Aw.
Over the top awesome.
Oh, thank you. You blend in well with our pink chair.
Yeah, oh, good. I didn't all right,
No,
good.
no.
I'm glad I'm not wearing your dress.
It would have looked good anyway.
So Karen, what we love about your ability is that you have a very unique ability. Not only are you intuitive, but you also speak, or would you say like a channeling type thing?
You can say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know that's a word not everybody's comfortable with
Right.
yet.
So I want you to explain
Yes.
exactly.
we get it because we watch Abraham Hicks.
Like we love Esther
and-
Hicks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we want to hear kind of what your fabulous gift is
Okay.
and how it works.
Okay. I know that the word gift is something that people like because it feels like it's been bestowed upon me. But I really like to tell people that anyone can get at least somewhere between where they are and where I am. So it's not that it's a gift, it's a skill. But you have to learn how to suspend doubt. And thinking that you can't do it is how you keep the doubt up. So that's the first part about it. I love the word gift, but I do think it's more of something that you practice and practice until you can figure it out. But for me, I had a background where you had to perform well academically when you were growing up, but there was no spiritual conversation at all. You know, if it wasn't scientifically proven, you just didn't talk about it. But what really changed for me, the turning point was that on the morning of 9/11, 2001, I was working as an independent business person. I had my own business, and when I got back from a run that morning, I kind of experienced what was happening at the World Trade Center as it was unfolding. But I was, and I was an hour away.
So when you say you experienced it, what did you experience?
It was like I was standing in the driveway punching in the key code to get the garage door to go up, and I kind of had like the scene. And I had this, I'll say like a knowledge of something going on. I thought I was having just a really bad, creepy way of thinking it, random thoughts, which I'm not really prone to. So, but within a minute, somebody was ringing my phone, telling me to put the TV on. And when I turned on the television, I knew that I had more knowledge of what was happening than the broadcaster did at that minute. Like I realized I know what's happening, and the broadcaster is telling us that it's a small plane off its course. So it was definitely, you know, an enormous day for everybody, no matter where you lived.
So at that moment, were you like, oh my God, how do I know this?
You know, it was. I couldn't figure out how I knew it, number one, but there was such a conflict for me between trying to figure out what was happening for me and what was trying to figure out what was happening in the world. So there was this real contrast going on. the only thing that I can tell you, like in the immediate few days afterward, is even though we were tumbling and people I know and love were tumbling through the aftermath of it all, I just had this strange sense of hope. Like I couldn't explain it. I said, you know what, I just think that things happen on Earth very differently than we think they do, and there has to be meaning behind this. Otherwise, there's no way my consciousness could be in two places at the same time.
Right.
There's more to life than what we suppose.
And that
gave me hope. No.
Now, were you in shock? Were you excited? Were you like, oh?
It's kind of a little hard to jump for joy because of what was going on in the world. That's what it made it really tempered. I had this kind of quiet feeling of, I don't know, there's something more to life. And so it helped me get through it. It helped me find, weird sorts of comforting words to say to people. It helped me to stay calm. It helped me just to explain things to my kids a little differently. So for me, it helped. And then after that, I started to experience things that were happening around the world with 100% accuracy when I would least expect it. Always found out about it within 24 hours. And then it got weird.
What do you think happened that day that all of a sudden shifted something for you too?
Thought about that a lot. And what it was like just the perfect set of circumstances that made this open up for me on that day. And these are pretty important circumstances because it's important that I think people understand this. Number one was that because I had just run, my mind was quiet.
Right.
So it opened up the conduit.
Right.
And then the fact that it was such an enormous event, so much energy connected to it, and then there were, people not that far separated from me and my personal experiences that were involved. So it was intimate as well.
And then you started to be able
and
to...
then what happened is I was seeing things and hearing things. I started to get like a narrator explaining why they were happening.
So you would hear stuff?
I was hearing things then.
And now, do you tell your family at that point? Or do you not say anything?
At this point, I told like the 2 or 3 people that were the closest to me. And my whole circle was doctors, lawyers, accountants, and entrepreneurs. None of us ever heard of chakras or Reiki, right? Not exactly the people you sit down with and say, hey, I'm hearing voices. Would you like to hear what they say? So, little by little, I would tell another lawyer, I would tell a doctor, I would tell, an accountant. And I thought everyone was going to leave me. But they didn't, which meant that what I was saying along with it, like why things were happening, was giving them comfort. It was giving me comfort, and it was giving them comfort. So I didn't lose anybody. And I said, well, that must mean there's something to this.
And it didn't scare you. You just went with it.
It never scared me because when your mind is quiet and you are using intuition to connect, it gets rid of the earth noise. And earth noise is where we learn fear. So to be able to go directly there, you just peel away all of the stuff that you mislearned growing up.
Right.
And you just have a sense of truth and that everything's going to be okay. So I was never afraid.
Now, I know you talk a lot about loving yourself, and that's the most important thing in order to attract somebody. What does it mean to love yourself, and how do you do that? How does one do that?
It's a journey, and has to start with the intention. But I have one exercise that I do, and it was interesting because I heard your tip of the week, and it ties right into it. One exercise I do in seminars with audiences is we do this identity exercise where we make some discoveries about how we chose the identity that we chose. And like you were saying, like you're trying to please your parents, but it goes a lot deeper than that.
Right.
You have so many subtle and unconscious expectations of what you should be like, what you should look like, how you should act, what degree you should have, should you be married, should you be heterosexual, should you be tall, short, skinny, fat, what color skin. And even the media bombards you with these messages, and your school system bombards you, and they tell you whether you're good or bad based on these sorting cards about what makes you successful. So you eventually grow up and you try to fit into some other person's model or an aggregate model of what other people expect of you. So it's not only just, embracing yourself, which is really important, but it's to find out who you are. Look at what people have expected of you, what you have done in your life based on other people's expectations, and start to peel that off and say, why am I driving this car? Why am I eating this meal? Why am I going here? Why do I shop there? Why do I choose this? Why do I not do this? Why don't I call her back? Why do I call him back? And you start to think, why? And you start to see a lot of this is really because of what other people expect you to do or want you to do. So the first key is to say how much of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis is based on what you want to do, what you choose, what is you.
Okay. How do we start loving ourselves more? Because a lot of people, I feel, struggle with that.
The next thing that I work on with people is there's a phrase that we use a lot, and it becomes like a mantra. And that phrase is that everyone is doing the best that they can within their level of awareness.
Right.
And level of awareness I think of as, you know, we're all carrying baggage. So you really have to expect that people are going to be doing as good as they can with their baggage.
Sure.
You know, maybe they know intellectually that some way they're behaving could be better or improved, but if they're carrying the baggage, they're reactive. You know, they're basing their experiences on what pain they have, how they suffered, what triggers they have, and so on.
Right.
So if you really start to look at the world and say everyone's doing the best, and you start to watch people through that lens, you find that your judgment of others just starts to drop. And you don't feel critical of how people are acting or behaving or speaking or how they look.
You don't take it personal.
And you don't take it personally. And then over time, and I myself, I dedicated myself to that one principle for years. And then slowly, as you're dedicating yourself toward accepting people for where they are, it actually just reflects back to you. And you start to say, I'm doing the best that I can. And you start to feel more self-appreciation. You don't stay in self-anger if you feel like you're not doing as well as you should be doing. You know, even if your bar is up here, you say my bar might be here, but this is where I am, and I'm doing the best I can today.
Right.
Maybe I'll do better tomorrow, but right now, today, I'm doing the very best that I can.
Right.
And I feel good that I'm doing the best that I can today.
So now, Karen, since you have this newfound knowledge as a result of 9/11, would you say that you changed your own personal life, knowing what you know?
Completely.
You did, okay.
Completely. Everything about it. You know, I think everyone, whatever it is they're doing for a living, you know, there's a lot of set of circumstances that bring you to that. And I had a difficult childhood, so I had a lot of stuff I had to get rid of.
Okay.
So this helped me find a pathway to understand my own experiences better, to learn to love myself for the first time, to learn to believe that life could be happy and that we could have everything we want, abundant relationships, abundance with the material world, abundance with our body and our relationship with our health. So yes, it completely changed my life.
So why do so many people struggle with then attracting the life that they want and the abundance that they want, the love?
It really, you know, I know it sounds kind of cliche to say that everything starts in childhood, but it really does. And it's not about people who are always misintentioned. A lot of people have great intentions, but they tell us things like, you know, don't try out for the team because you're just, you know, you got to take off, just take off like 10 pounds, try out next year. But you just hear these little
like
things.
Small, you're right, small little things like that.
And they add up.
Right.
And also broader things that aren't specific to you, like money doesn't grow on trees, why bother getting married, 50% of all married people get divorced.
Yep, we hear that a lot from people.
You know, and all the good ones are taken. When you hear all these things over and over and over again, some of it gets taken in as truth.
Right.
And when you live that, you're not paying attention to whether or not you believe it's true or not.
Right.
It's interesting how subtly things affect us. Like I became very clear that people changed the way they feel about their bodies once pharmaceutical ads were advertising on TV. As soon as you started to see different pills for disharmonies that you never knew existed, all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, well, maybe I'm not fat. Maybe I need to take the yellow and the purple pill because I have blah, 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 right? But you start to hear it subtly and you're like, oh, I should go see my doctor. Oh, maybe I should go to the doctor. And that's how it goes. You just hear things without consciously deciding whether or not you choose to believe it.
Right. That's interesting. So subconsciously it's going...
It's going in.
Right.
It's going in.
So then, Karen, based on that, because you're right, a lot of it stems through, from childhood. So you're saying the best thing to do is be aware or question why you do certain things, so that way you can start the process of healing whatever you could be dealing with from childhood.
Yeah, and a good kickoff for it, if you want to have like something to really pay attention to and focus on, is to spend a conscious 24 hours paying attention to all of your choices, all of them, the big ones, the little ones. Why did you put the TV on? Why did you park your car there? Why did you use that toothpaste? If you're listening to your self-dialogue, you start to hear all of the suggestions about what it is that you're doing. Even something like, why am I having this drink, or why am I eating this donut, or why am I eating this? Why am I eating these carrots? You start to hear narratives about what you're supposed to be doing, and supposed to can be a really big burden sometimes. And half of what we're doing is to get away from the supposed tos, so we're rebelling.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, Karen. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about how to attract our ideal mate.
Okay.
That's what everybody out there is wanting.
That's right.
Yes,
most
definitely.
Grab a Tito's. And Karen needs
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
What are you looking for? You don't even know that. Are you on the ball list? You can't even answer. I'm asking you about it. You gotta be highly skilled. You gotta be highly skilled. You understand that? Are you well versed there? Are you very smart man? Hit me with some funny shit. My shit's twisted. Tell me something. Tell me something. What do you have right there? That's awesome. Well, that's a big. That's nice. You know damn well. You know damn well. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's sir. Hey, are you interested in twisted talent? Yes, I am. Sure. I see you got twisted. You got twisted. That's twisted. That's talent. You see what I'm saying? You understand me? And if you can't whip out answers like that, that man is liable to go to commercial break, punch your fucking mouth loose. You understand me? Time is up, sir. You understand me? You're on. You're the man. All right, give me your name now. I'm sorry. My name is Willie. Willie, where you working at? We are twisted. We are awesome. We are awesome. Love it. Can you repeat?
And we're back.
We're back with the beautiful Karen Garvey. All right, so everybody wants to know how to attract their soulmate, right? Everybody, that's probably like the question you get a lot when people come to you. But how do we create the vibrational energy, right? Because everyone talks about if you're not in the right positive state, then you're not going to attract the right person.
Right.
How do we get into that positive vibrational energy in order to attract the right person?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's not momentary.
Okay.
It's not something that you can, be mopey and complaining all week long, and then Friday night you put on a pair of heels and say, all right, I'm going to get that energy going and open it. It's a little bit more of a process of, again, getting to know yourself, getting to know what you like and dislike for the benefit of falling in love with yourself first, really liking yourself. Really the greatest key to magnetic energy is to feel like you really, really like yourself. Confidence is probably the sexiest energy that there is, and not arrogance. Arrogance it's a repellent energy, but confidence is an alluring energy that brings you in. So there's a big difference there. But as far as how you go about finding your relationship with that, there's a formula for how we create our reality, and I like to share that with people because it takes some of the mystery out of how this life unfolds. And the formula is what you think plus what you feel plus what you believe. Think of it as in parentheses. Hate to do hard math on a Friday night, but plus the subsequent actions that you take based on what you're thinking and feeling and believe. That really does create your reality. So if you're not drawing in the mate that it is that you want, look at that formula. How am I thinking? What am I thinking about? Am I thinking that I can be with someone in a mutually beneficial relationship? Am I thinking about it and imagining it? Am I using my thought process to create it in advance? Everything is created by thought energy. How do I feel? If I think about going to this particular social event, am I feeling anxious? Do I have a knot in my stomach? Am I choked up? Do I feel like I'm insecure? How do I feel? What do I believe? Sometimes what I believe is the most difficult of all, because you can say, I believe there's the perfect person out there for me. I believe I'm going to find my soulmate. But if you have contrasting unconscious memories or beliefs about really your possibility or your probability of falling in love with someone in a great relationship, that's going to override any thinking you're doing. So you have to know in your core, do you think you are worth a great relationship? Do you think you're worth it? And then the actions, you can't give up on the actions. You know, if you were to sit at home and say, I feel great, I'm thinking great things, I'm imagining, and I really believe it's possible, and you're sitting at home in your sweats with, you know, the clicker and a bag of Doritos, that might not be the actions that are going to let it all come together. So actions means, you know, if you love to be in a club and drink and dance, then you might really be attracted to people that are attractive to you in that setting. If you like to hike, go hike. If you're vegan, hang out in Trader Joe's vegetable section, or produce section, right? I mean, you can't be in Trader Joe's produce section without getting hit on. You just can't.
I'm going to Margus.
Yeah, it's actions.
Really?
Be where you are following the things that you actually like to do. Don't force yourself into places that you think are the places to meet people to date. And when you also go to the places and do the things that you like doing, you also take away a resistant energy of caring too much what the outcome is. And if you care too much, I always say it's like you're creating all of this wonderful stuff, and then you build a cement wall between you and the stuff if you care too much, or you hypermanage it, or you pay too much attention.
Right, so they always say,
let it go.
Right, you ask, right, then you believe, and then you let it go.
And then you let it go. And it takes that cement wall back down so the stuff that you're creating can actually come to you. So don't care that much. There's a tough balance between creating in your mind what you want and then letting it go and believing that it's possible to come to you.
How do we work on the art of allowing then?
The art of allowing, it's funny, I had a, I thought this was interesting. I had a coaching client a while back, and she was out of state, and she was 33 at the time, and she was starting to feel she wanted kids, she wanted marriage, and so she was feeling really stressed. So I was doing a session with her and, you know, listening to sources that could help her. And an interesting thing was said, date 3 people within the next 30 days. And she's like, well, I think that sounds really slutty. And they said, well, the suggestion wasn't you don't have to sleep with 3 people, just date 3 people.
Right.
So, and that means be open to flirting with somebody that you might not have flirted with.
Right.
Be open to receiving the flirting from someone that you might not have been. And if all else fails, if you don't have at least 3 dates by the end of the month, you have to ask somebody.
Okay.
So first of all, what it did was the pressure of having to go on 3 dates with 3 different people in 1 month meant that she had to peel away her objections.
Right.
She didn't realize the big host of objections she already had to this, to that, to this, to that, to this. You go through this stuff and you just turn yourself off to a whole realm of possible choices.
Right.
And then in the end, what happened was she did have 3 dates. One worked out not to really amount to anything. And then she had 2. And when she had 2, she found herself, oh, I hope he doesn't call because I'm going out with him. I hope he doesn't call. I hope he's going. But what she found was that she wasn't, he texted me 6 minutes ago and today it was only 8 and why didn't he call? And I know he was home. You know, so she stopped hyper managing either relationship, which allowed her to be her best with both of them because she was happy. And so inevitably it wound up that she did have a relationship with one of the 3 in the end, simply because she gave it space. She gave it breathing room.
Right.
So it's not that you should date somebody new every day of the week, but the idea is that be happy enough with your own life and distracted enough from that being your only goal that you are interesting to yourself and interesting to others so that you make room and you don't need that person or thing or possibility to be the only thing that you're paying attention to.
So, Karen, would you say, based on the person that she ended up dating, that she was more open, where in the past maybe he was someone that she wouldn't have necessarily dated?
That's a definite factor. And then the other factor that came in was that she was a more likable person in it. Because she wasn't saying, oh, I thought you were getting home at 10:20. But you didn't call me until 10:40. You know? So all of that stuff went away, so it made her more likable.
Right.
So it was definitely both, more open, and she became more enjoyable to be around.
Nice.
But what if you feel like you've done everything? You've tried everything. You read all the books, Esther Hicks, whatever. You did all these things to try to get in the right frame of mind to attract your soulmate, but it's still not happening. How do you coach people on that, or what are they doing wrong? That
or if someone keeps attracting the wrong type of person, how do you suggest they maybe switch that to be?
Or just what you and I are definitely going to have a reading. All right, that'll be a big specific help for you.
Because what if you really feel like you've done everything, but you're still not attracting the right person?
If
I feel like everybody struggles with that.
Yeah, if you're bringing in people that have a pattern, and the pattern's not a pattern that works for you. What you want to recognize is that the universe is reflecting back to you something that is really beneficial for you to know, to awaken to. So if the same kind of person is coming in over and over and over again, it means that it's reflecting some kind of misbelief that you're holding on to.
Okay.
All right? And look at the pattern and say, what is being asked of me to discover from this repeat?
Okay.
You know, like an easy way to look at it is if somebody's not treating you fairly, if someone's not showing you the same kind of attention and affection that you're showing, then you have to say do I believe that I'm worth having that kind of affection? Do I believe that it's possible that that can happen for me? What was modeled to me in relationships in the past that I might be carrying the energy of seeing if it could be repeated?
Okay.
Also look at even just the parameters of the people. You know, do you have a class of expectations on a checklist that maybe you're not going outside of your realm of what you're comfortable with? So try to explore a little bit outside of that realm. But mostly it has to do with reflecting back something that it is that you're wanting to know about yourself, which is true with just about everything that happens to us, not just in relationships.
So how do we fix that or work on that?
Here's a good way to look at this. You know, sometimes don't look at it in the area that you're trying to improve. Don't look at only relationships, but look at something that you understand differently because your heart is not pulled by it. Okay. So, for example, if you knew somebody that got fired from a job and then got fired from another job and then got fired from another job and you know, then you would be able to say to this person with clarity, well, what is it that you think is happening? Why do you think that this is coming to you repetitively? And the answer might very well be that you're getting fired over and over again because you've been trained to believe that life is hard. You've been trained to believe that it's hard to make a good living. You've been trained to believe that people are not loyal. You've been trained to believe that you're better than the people in the room, which makes you act maybe even arrogantly. But there's a reason that this pattern is happening over and over again. So you look at the facts and you say, why is this happening to me? Okay? I know that we're going to break, but after we get back from the break, I'll give you another suggestion.
Karen's very on top of things. We'll come back with some techniques then on how to fix that then, so we don't attract those things. Okay, we'll be right back.
Break time.
Hi, I'm Tatiana, and I'm a person in long-term recovery from heroin addiction. It was really, really hard, waking up in the morning, not knowing what to do, needing my next bag. I was so lost, but I'm here today to tell you that there is a solution. When I was in my active addiction, I didn't realize that there was another way of life. I thought that that was the only way, because it felt so good to get high, but it was all an illusion, and I didn't realize that. But today, being 4 years clean and sober, my life is absolutely amazing. I'm able to travel, I don't need a drink, I don't need a drug. I'm just happy being with myself. I couldn't understand for many years why was I doing this? It's because I was an addict, but I didn't know it. Today, many kids are becoming addicted to drugs and alcohol, but they don't know exactly what they're getting into until they're out of it. And it's our job, it's my job, to stand for these kids, stand for their recovery, and fight for their addiction. So I'm the president of Onward Forever, and I provide recovery services and support. And we're here to help. We're here to just listen. Anything that we can do to help. If you need me, this is how you get a hold of me. Please call 347-244-1550. 347-244-1550. I developed this company to help you, our families, and our community to fight this crisis on Long Island and in our nation. Thank you.
Physical. And we're back.
The last guy wasn't.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we were having a conversation.
Yes. We'll continue that at a later time,
yes,
Karen.
We'll continue that.
Chris, you're up.
All right. So we were talking about keep attracting the wrong people, and obviously we're doing that subconsciously, but we don't know that we're doing that, right?
Yeah. So what do you do if you keep attracting the wrong person?
Right. So what can we do? What steps can we do to fix? Once we realize, all right, I keep attracting this type of person, right? Selfish or whatever. Now what do I do to fix that?
What the next step is, it might take a little bit of contemplation, but you want to start to think, what benefit has there been to me in attracting that kind of person? What's the result of the relationship? How does it make me feel? And what discovery opportunities are there for me? So if it's like, for example, let's just say hypothetically that you're attracting in people who are more self-focused than they are giving. You know, if they're more focused on their own needs and their desires rather than giving you affection and love and paying attention to you and your needs. Then that would be someone, I don't love the word selfish, but self-focused to the point of not being able to comprehend the value of you and wanting to appreciate you for the value of you. Then you say, what is the benefit to me in being in these relationships? And it more than likely comes back to a lack of appreciation, a lack of respect that you got from people that were very important to you when you were young. It could be one primary person, or it could be one primary person and then reinforced throughout the years with similar circumstances. So what you're doing is you're drawing in a similar personality, someone that's not valuing you for your extraordinary you-ness, you know, the unique person that you are. And if you repetitively are attracting that in, then you have to say, what can I do to remedy how I felt when I was a child, that someone didn't understand how awesome I am, how lovable, how loyal, how affectionate, how creative, how all of these things that I am, and I just felt like I had to keep it under wraps because it wasn't valued and it wasn't appreciated. And that's the same thing, that this is a reflection of that same feeling that you're bringing from your childhood. And you're looking at it over and over again. This is how it makes me feel. What can I do to overcome it? So each time you might want to be really tempted to, you know, yell and kick and say, look at me, look at me, look at me, and try to educate the other person about times that they were being disrespectful or negligent or whatever. But it's not going to be about that other person. It's going to be about you. It's going to be, how do I communicate effectively that I matter, that I'm interesting, that I'm unique, that when you have my heart, you have the world in your hands. How am I going to communicate that in a way that this person values it back? And if I am communicating it in a way that I can be appreciated and it's not responded to, then I know that I have it, but I'm not going to have it with this person. Okay?
I think that's the key right there, what you just said.
Because most people
just recognizing it when you don't have it, that you just need to move on because it's clear that that's not.
Yes. And then after you make that choice, whether you break up right away or you just start to, you know, move on one step at a time, you know, jot down, here are the benefits I had in this relationship. Here's what I learned. Here's what I discovered. Here's what I know about myself that I didn't know in the past. Here's what I will accept in a relationship. Here's what I want in a relationship. And it helps you understand that you're allowed to expect and then to receive the things that it is that you are wanting and that you are deserving.
So Karen, would you say then, if you have a pattern that you keep repeating and you're in the pattern and you're aware of it, that once you recognize the pattern, you can say, oh, I recognize this, it isn't ideally what I want, now I need to move on.
Yes.
So you're saying that ideally when you recognize it, you see it and then you move on instead of staying there and trying to fix it.
Yes. And then if you are in the process of moving on, you have to trust that you have intuition. And then in a very new relationship or just in a couple of conversations with a new person, you're going to have a gut feeling about whether that person has the capability and the depth and the openness to be able to appreciate you for who you are.
So you think most people ignore that?
I think most people ignore it. You know, it's really interesting. You know, I do talk to a lot of couples together and people individually, and couples sometimes maybe they're thinking about parting. And you can always ask the question, whether they're married or they're together and it's not going well, when did you first suspect that this might not be the right relationship for you? And every single one of them among the married couples will always say that they knew it before they got married.
Oh, really? Oh, my God, it's horrible.
I feel like I hear that a lot, too. You're right.
Yeah, because they feel pressured to get married because they're getting...
Especially if they were young.
And they do these intellectual pros and cons lists with themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like, yes, he's got this, or she's got this, and he's got that, or he has that. And so there's a kind of little bit of settling, because who's there with you is a known, but who's not there behind that is an unknown. Right. And we are afraid of the unknown.
Do you have any tips before we go that anyone could do right now to attract the right mate? What could we start to do?
It would be to begin in the morning, right across your mirror with lipstick. I love myself, I am worthy, and I am going to have a mutually beneficial, mutually satisfying relationship. If you run out of lipstick, then write it on your phone and have it pop up and show you that. And just keep saying it and saying it and saying it until you believe it to be true.
So if saying affirmations.
Use Clarence.
Oh my God. I use YSL, guys. All right, we're going to do our selfie.
Yeah,
Karen, grab a prop.
Karen, where can people find you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, KarenGarvey.com.
Oh, nice.
That's it? And what about if we want to get a reading?
If you want to get a reading, everything's on KarenGarvey.com.
Love it. All right. Selfie time.
All right, Karen, grab a prop.
In the bin. Anything you want.
Anything?
Yes.
Give me the heart. Give me lips.
I took the heart already.
Connie, hand me something. Because I'm holding the selfie stick, guys.
Oh. Well, we can do that.
Is it gone? All right, we already did it. It's not even on us. It was on Joseph. It was on
Joseph.
All right, thank you, Karen. You were awesome.
You did an amazing job.
I'm going to get my reading from you next week, I hope. Are we in it? All right, thank you for watching. Karen Garvey. KarenGarvey.com. What's the website?
KarenGarvey.com.
All right, get your intuitive reading. I'm getting mine next week, guys.